Welcome back to Easy Bees Kitchen. My name is Tim Broxton. Tonight's dish is inspired by an emotion. I had a very special place in my heart for a girl that I met in Washington, D.C. while in graduate school. She was from Morocco and turned me on to a Mediterranean flavor. Couscous, that's going to be one of the bases of this dish, and lamb were amongst her favorite foods. I remember the first time I entered her home, I was invited to come over for dinner, and couscous was a main dish, and so was lamb. So I've come up with my own concoction of what I think can be done with these ingredients. As you can see, we have a very colorful palette this evening. We're going to have couscous stuffed tomatoes with fresh sugared dates, fresh mango, and some garlic and spices. We're also going to do some lamb wraps, and we're going to stuff those in some phyllo dough with some peas, some lovely feta cheese, these gorgeous vegetables, and I'm using this spice palette to not only spice up the lamb, but also to create our flavorful tomato sauce that will be served as an accompaniment for this dish. Stay tuned, and you'll see how it all turns out. If you follow me, I'll take you over to the board and show you what flavors we're working with tonight. In our Mediterranean lamb wraps, look at all these C's. Thank God that's not a report card. Our spices are cardamom, cumin, coriander, chili powder, caraway seeds, savory, salt, bay leaf, star anise, allspice. Our veggies are going to consist of carrots, shallots, garlic, scallions, celery, tomato, puree tomato for our sauce, and some early peas to go in the wraps of the lamb. We got grain, couscous, meat, lamb, fruit, mango. That's going to go in our stuffed tomatoes. It's going to be incredible. It's going to blow your mind. Lemon, oils, okay? Olive oil, a little bit of butter. Our dough we're working with, phyllo. Very difficult dough to work with, but we're going to make do, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Cheese, feta, crumbled. A little water to cook the couscous in. Here we are in Easy Bees Kitchen. We're spicing it up tonight. Follow us and join the show. Tonight for our Mediterranean lamb wraps, we're going to be using phyllo dough. We're going to take our ingredients and stuff it right into this lovely pastry. If you've never worked with phyllo dough, it can be a pain. It's a very thin dough. You must keep it moist and keep it oiled. We're working tonight on a dry surface. We have a little bit of spray olive oil. That's just a pump version. You can buy these very inexpensive at your local kitchen store. We have frozen phyllo dough. We've let it fall for about 2 hours, and on a dry surface, we're just taking a sheet and we're spraying it down with oil, and in between each of those sheets, to keep them from sticking together until we're ready to use them, we're using a little food service film. So you're just going to take the dough, spray it, or you can of course use butter, baste it with butter. And what this is going to do, this is going to allow the dough, once we get it assembled, to separate and give us a beautiful airy product. Once we have these ready, as you can see, I've taken a paper towel here that's moist, and I'm keeping these that I already have done moist, just so they don't dry out, because this dough again will dry out very easily. So we've got this whole long process, and it's pretty simple. You spray it, you lay it, and you cover it. We're going to roll these at about 4 layers each. I'm going to show you how I'm going to get all this started. We're going to get a little bit of olive oil. Get it going in the pan. That's about 1.5 tablespoons, and take our ground lamb, throw it right in, and we're going to break this down as it cooks down. We want it pelletized, so we want it very small, very broken down. Now that we got that started, we're also going to start our vegetables. We're going to take a little more olive oil here in this wok, and we're going to take our vegetables that are going in the wraps and get these all started. What we're trying to do is soften up these to a pretty good point, so we're going to cook them at least 10 minutes. We're going to throw in a little fresh garlic with that, and ultimately we're going to add our peas. This is our couscous. It took 5 minutes. It's a cup of boiling water and 3/4 cups of couscous. Once we have our couscous cooked, we're gonna add the juice from half a lemon, and you wanna make sure there's no seeds in there. And you're gonna take your mango, mix that in. Then you're gonna take some feta and throw it in like that. And then we've got our sugared dates. It's just gonna add a nice little flavor, a nice contrast to the saltiness of the feta cheese. And we've reserved a little bit of our scallions for some color. And we're gonna mix all this up very nicely. And we're going to begin to stuff our beautifully cut tomatoes. And it's just going to turn out to be fabulous. This is a hit at every party I've ever done. So this is kind of an idea of what it looks like. We've got all our meat cooked up. It smells incredible, looks incredible, and tastes incredible, trust me. We have our finicky phyllo dough, so bear with me. We're gonna take a sheet of it here, and we're gonna take out yet another sheet. And you wanna be very careful removing the plastic from this stuff. And it dries out very quickly. We're gonna put the butter side down on that piece. And we're gonna continue to do that for about 4 pieces so we can have a nice thick wrap. We're gonna do this one more time, and I'm gonna show you how to stuff them. Once you get 4 of them on top of one another, it's gonna make a nice thick outer layer for this. We're gonna take a little meat, and you can see we've beat it down, pelletized it almost like Taco Bell, but thank God we're not at Taco Bell. We're gonna take a little feta cheese and a squeeze of lemon juice on that, and a touch of our scallions. And we're gonna attempt to roll this like a burrito. Not gonna be easy. You just take in those corners like that, and you roll it like so. And you'll continue to do those until you have as many as desired. Our Mediterranean lamb wraps are ready for the oven. We've got them rolled up. We've painted a little egg wash on them, which is simply a beaten egg and a splash of water from the sink. We're putting them into a 350 oven, and we're gonna cook them until they're golden brown. So I'm guesstimating around 15 to 20 minutes. Our tomatoes are already in there and have been for about 10 minutes. We're gonna keep an eye on them, but they're gonna take about 25 minutes to cook, so everything should come out about the same time. You're not gonna believe what we have here. Everything has culminated to this moment. Look at what we have here. This is the most incredible Mediterranean dish you will find anywhere. Okay? These turned out beautiful, golden brown, just as promised, our lamb wraps in phyllo dough. These, absolutely gorgeous. I want to tell you a little more about the couscous after it's been cooked. It has an incredible, extraordinary taste. If you've ever had great pizza crust and it had that little, the semolina balls falling off the bottom, that's what it was. It was semolina. It's in the pasta, it's in good dough, it's everywhere. It has a taste unparalleled. I can't even describe it to you. And this is what our wrap looks like cut. Cheese gooing out, all the color, all the textures, all the flavor. Take one of these beautiful, beautiful phyllo pieces right to the plate, like so. And we're gonna garnish this with our side dish, which is just a beautiful, beautiful tomato. And I can't even begin to describe what you're looking at here. This is a very simplistic looking dish that took a lot of complicated preparation and thought. And guess what? All of that complication and thought and preparation will pay off. It is stupendous. You have to try it. Join us again in Easy Bee's Kitchen as we continue to tackle the world. Our next stop, I'm not going to tell you. You're going to have to follow us and tune in at www.youtube.com user EasyBeeKitchen. Join me and my film man, Drew Hollingsworth, next time. See you then.